Hey everybody, welcome back to the 5-Pin channel. And if you watched our last vlog, we touched briefly on what kind of outlook you could have when you're trying to throw the shot when you need to throw it. And lo and behold, our very next video, we find ourselves in this exact position. If you watched the second open set tournament vlog, you would know that we had a slight lead over 6th place, trying to be on the men's team for Metro 1 in Newfoundland. And to say that the 7-game final set would be a roller coaster is an understatement. So let's get into that a little bit, and we'll get to the conclusion and where everything ends up for that. So going into the final event, I was 36 pins up over 6th place, and things were looking okay. A little bit of confidence in where my game was going. To kind of just summarize, 252 my first game on lanes 3 and 4. Things are looking pretty good. Scott, who is directly behind me in the standings, he shot a 333 to start. So things going down south pretty quick. After game 1, I'm minus 45 now from Scott, and Shane Chafe is bowled lights out, and he's moved into the cut. So now I'm on the outside looking in. Go game 2, I throw 214. Scott comes back with another 300, and he is shoots a 305, and he's now 136 pins up on me. And if I can just summarize, like the first 2 games, especially the difference. And I know it's going to catch a little bit of flack, and maybe this is a little bit of a touchy subject for a lot of people. Pinning is great. Pinners and winners, all that stuff. Pinning is important. I will admit that. He is ahead of me because he's throwing more strikes than I am. And at this level, that's what happens a lot. And that's why you'll get a little bit of debate from a lot of people between the strike throwers and the pinners or winners, is that at most levels, pinning is definitely kind of the go-to, and then when you get kind of up to a higher level, like the elite level, your tournaments are make or break depending on throwing a lot of strikes. And the first 2 games, that is definitely the case here. And while my confidence hasn't wavered, and my frustration levels are rising, you got to kind of just take each frame, as the next most important frame. Next ball is the most important ball, and battle your way back. It's a huge uphill climb, but we started on 3 and 4, 5 and 6. Now I know I'm going to 7 and 8, which if you've watched videos here before, at Holiday Lanes, I love 7 and 8, and I feel like there was the opportunity there. If I can maybe string some strikes together, and I will start clawing my way back. So game number 3, I throw 298. Scott throws 252. So he's still ahead of me by quite a bit. I'm minus 90. So I'm 90 pins back from him. And it is very evident at this point, it is a 2-person race, because it seems like pretty much all the other spots, men's team, mixed team, aside from the ladies, there was a bit of a battle as well. But for the guys anyway, these are the only 2 spots that are kind of up for grabs. And it's not a really enjoyable situation. You kind of want to be near the end of a qualifying. You kind of want to be able to comfortably watch the other positions play themselves out and not be one of those guys. But here we are. And the reality here is as well, I don't want to pitch it like it's a win or lose, because if I finish 6th, it's a huge opportunity. That men's team, absolutely stacked. If I finish 7th, I'm going on a mixed team that is also, got a really good shot to go to nationals. So is there really like a win-loss, or is it like, 1 and 1A? It's probably a better way to look at it. And as silly as it is, like, that's kind of where I kind of went to at that point, where it's just like, the reality is like, I might not succeed in getting that 6th spot. So what does that look like for me? And if it's 7th place, then I know that that's still a great opportunity for me. So sometimes if you kind of put it into that perspective, you alleviate some of the stress and pressure on yourself. So whether it did or didn't, I don't know. But anyway, so the next game I come out, I shoot 241 and Scott shoots 238. Now, the thing that I've noticed with Scott is sometimes he gets on really big runs, but then he can also struggle a little bit. So I'm looking at this as opportunity now. I'm 87 pins back from him. 3 games ago, it's do or die, but I feel like maybe I'm trending in a better direction, and he just seems to not be throwing as many strikes, and I'm still fighting. So game number 5, we bowl on 7 and 8, or sorry, 9 and 10, and I start on a string right away, and momentum has now shifted into my favor. Fortunately for me, I feel like I have enough experience where I can utilize that the most, and make the best of that situation just based on experience, where I can not necessarily throw more strikes, but I can just be efficient with that kind of opportunity, I guess is the best way to say it. I don't get too overamped. I don't tend to really fall off a cliff, I guess you could say. But anyway, start on a good string. I throw 335 and Scott throws a 209. So now I've flip-flopped and I'm up 39 pins, 2 games to go. My outlook changes. Now, whether that was a good idea or a bad idea is what happened. And that's the one thing here is, like I try to be honest with how I'm thinking during these vlogs talking about tournaments, because I feel like that will give people, I guess, maybe the most useful information. My thoughts kind of change where, okay, I'm up 39 pins. The last 2 games I'm playing match play plus handicap is basically what I'm doing. I'm on the same pair of lanes as he is. And we are kind of positioned up together where that we're on the lanes at the same time. So I start treating it like it's match play. And what I mean by that is, like, I'm kind of just more worried that I just keep ahead of him and try to apply pressure if I can, by making sure, like, if I throw some good shots, like, he's got to look at it. And it works in game 6. Like, I throw 214, which is not a great game, but for me the score is not important there. The fact that he bowled a 188 is the important thing for me, which means I gain more pins on him. Now I'm plus 65 going into the last game. And like I said, game before, I'm treating it like match play. Now I'm treating it like match play plus 65 pins handicap. Great situation for me to be in. Like, skies are blue again and the sun is shining, right? Except Scott starts throwing strikes again. So we go up in the 10th frame. I make sure that Scott goes first. He throws a great shot that he thinks is going to be there. Just misses, pitches out left. The ball is now in my court. Do my free shot. For what I thought was a good shot. And tight on the head pin. I was hoping it would push. It didn't end up with a split. So now he needs to throw a spare to keep his lifeline going. And he punches the head pin on the second ball. And that's all. I just clean up my side and squeak out a 6th place finish by 19 pins. And when you come down to 21 games, and this is where the pinners and winners people are gonna kind of get at me And like I said before, I'm not saying pinning's not important, but it ended up 19 pins in 21 games. It doesn't take a mathematician to figure out, that how close that really was. And, I guess pinning a 2-pin here or there would make a big difference. I pinned fairly well all 21 games. And like I said before, like his ability to throw a lot of strikes really kept him in it. And my inability to string strikes haunted me for 21 games. And it's just funny how if you lay out 3 sets on 10 lanes, and you can really see your weaknesses. And I know I've talked before about 1 and 2 being, kind of my nemesis. And today I didn't really, I didn't really feel like that was the case. I mean, my score was not very good. I had 214. I went 214, 202 to finish. But the 214 game didn't really feel that bad. And I think what changed my outlook on that was the fact that I wasn't thinking about score. I was just thinking about staying ahead of my opponent, which kind of, I guess, maybe made me forget about how many problems I have with that pair in particular. So anyway, on the men's team, super ecstatic. We have an amazing team: Brad Glynn, Shane Shave, Brandon Smith, Ray Dunphy, Mike Maloney, and myself, and we're being coached by Andrew Codner. Super excited to get a taste of my first Open Provincials in Newfoundland with an absolutely amazing team. And we're looking forward to getting out on the lanes and seeing what we can do at Plaza in March. So looking forward to some more videos in the near future. I put out a kind of a plea to other people if anyone was willing to provide video content, that I would definitely be interested in supplying an avenue for that. And we do have somebody who has reached forward and put together some content. And I believe that'll be the next video. Yeah, I think that'll be the next video. We got a lot of stuff coming up. Like we have our Masters set coming up. That's going to be 2 more, I guess, essentially tournaments. So there'll be 2 more vlogs. And we have some fun stuff that we kind of want to put together. But I think the next video will be from somebody else. And that's super exciting because, like I said before, I'm pretty sure that most people don't always want to hear me talking. And it's kind of nice to have maybe like a one-stop resource for kind of video content for people to either be entertained or learn from. So look forward to that, and I will keep providing content that I think people want to see, and I guess until then, good luck and good bowling, and we'll see you on the next video.